Fate or coincidence? A group of strangers brought together. When their plane breaks apart and falls from the sky. Somewhere in the South Pacific.
Pilot said we were over 1,000 miles off course.
On a forgotten island.
They don't know where to look.
Many survive.
There are plenty of things on this island we can use for food. Which means we hunt.
But they soon discover they are not alone.
They've attacked us. Murdered us.
This is our island.
Abducted us. The problem isn't here. It's there.
Just give us the boy.
We're the good guys, Michael. Your friends are coming home with us.
Lost has captured the imagination of a world audience.
Did anybody see that?
A story of survival.
Guys,
and mystery.
where are we?
Of faith.
We can't live together.
And destiny.
Move! We're gonna die alone.
But more than that, it's a story about people.
Well, hey there, sunshine.
Coming together. And the chance to start your life over again.
What if everything that happened here happened for a reason?
In a place.
Come on, Freckles.
Unlike any you've ever experienced.
I've looked into the eye of this island.
You're pregnant.
And what I saw
Do you love him?
Yes, I love him!
was beautiful.
An all-new episode of Lost is just 1 hour away. But if you find that you're a bit lost in the layers of this story, fear not.
If you like adventure and you like action, you like romance, you like mystery, you can watch the show.
Lost executive producers Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse are here to clue you in and share their knowledge.
As a new viewer, you can kind of come in and sort of appreciate these characters for their basic qualities.
We were brought here for a purpose, for a reason, all of us.
All these people have stories just like you do, and everybody has mistakes that they've made.
Their past no longer matter. It's not who they were, it's who they now are.
And that's what Lost is, essentially.
Everything you need to know about one of the most talked about shows on television.
This place is different.
Is right here. On the Lost Survivor Guide. Welcome back to the Lost Survivor Guide with Lost producers Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse, who are here to assure you Lost is a show for everybody.
I like to use the baseball metaphor, which is you can go to a baseball game, and if you don't know a lot about baseball, I think you can enjoy it on one level as a casual viewer, and you can enjoy it on a much deeper level as a regular viewer.
The simplicity of the idea has always been, if you're on an airplane traveling from A to B, you look around and you wonder, who are these people sitting next to me? Who's in the row in front of me? Who's the guy who just walked by me to go to the bathroom? All these people have stories just like you do, and that's what Lost is, essentially.
Ladies and gentlemen, please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
If that plane then crashed, you would find out everything there is to know about that person.
Tori.
Because you'd be depending on him to save your life.
Help me, please, help me. I'm having contractions.
You're gonna be okay. Do you understand me? Hey, you! Come here! I need to get this woman away from these fumes.
Oh, you gotta be kidding right now,
Okay? Hey! What's your name?
Jack!
Jack's a doctor, he's a spinal surgeon. He's insecure in many ways, although at the same time, he's a great hero. Whenever there is something that needs to be fixed, he is the first guy who starts rushing amongst the wreckage and pulling people out from under burning pieces of metal, saving lives, taking charge.
Jack's the reluctant hero. I mean, he's thrust into that role, but he doesn't really want it.
Excuse me. Did you ever use a needle?
I made the drapes in my apartment. You don't seem afraid at all. I don't understand that.
Fear's sort of an odd thing. My first solo procedure was a spinal surgery. I was closing her up, and I accidentally ripped her dural sac. Spinal fluid flowing out of her, and the terror was just so real. So I just made a choice.
I'd let the fear in, let it take over, let it do its thing. But only for 5 seconds. That's all I was going to give it. So I started to count, and it was gone. I went back to work, sewed her up, and she was fine.
He holds himself to a very high standard, but he also is sort of plagued by self-doubt.
They need someone to tell them what to do.
I can't.
Why can't you?
Because I'm not a leader.
And yet they all treat you like one.
I don't have what it takes.
He is a smart guy, and he seems to know what's what, but he is afraid that once he starts making decisions and taking on that responsibility, that he will make a mistake and therefore jeopardize other people's lives.
Jack!
I had it!
It's nobody's fault.
He's had a lot of father issues, and that really influences him a lot.
What'd you tell him about me, Dad? Your son never really had it. Not like the old man.
He's always kind of lived in the shadow of his great surgeon father.
That's him.
It's very hard for him to assume the mantle of leadership, even though everybody else wants him to do it.
We need to figure out which way we came in.
Why?
Because there's a chance we could find the cockpit.
I'm going with you.
I don't know your name.
I'm Kate.
Kate, she likes to run.
Don't run, Kate.
She's a fugitive. She likes to run. She's afraid of
Run
commitment.
from Johnny Law.
Kate Austin, you're under arrest for murder.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, you did. Hey!
When she gets into situations which require commitment in her life, her instinct is to run.
What if I told you I was a fugitive? I love you, but I can't stay.
There's a U.S. Marshal, and he pursued her all the way to Australia and caught her and was taking her back to L.A. when the plane crashed.
Hey, Kate.
Now she's free, and she's trying to start her life over again.
Lost imitates life. There are so many secrets that people keep from each other.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're worried about me, Jack.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you have a problem staying in one place for very long, Kate.
The title Lost refers to the fact that they're literally on an island, but also metaphorically refers to the fact that these people are lost in their lives.
이 옷하고 얼굴이 너무 더러워 보여. 빨리 씻으라.
So now that they're on their island, they're trying to wrestle with the very same issues that maybe are the reason that they're on this island in the first place.
What is going on?
Come on, bring it!
Stop! We found the transceiver, but it's not working. Can anybody help?
Yes.
Let's trust this guy.
Hey, we're all in this together, man. Let's treat each other with a little respect.
Shut up, Lardo.
Give it a break.
Hurley,
Said,
how do you know how to do all that?
I was a military communications officer.
Who are you, Air Force? Army?
The Republican Guard.
The thing about the characters is they all sort of start out as archetypes.
How's the baby?
It's okay, I think.
Your husband, was he on the flight?
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Oh, he needs men, right? Bloody useless.
And as you spend more time with them, you realize that they're more complex. But as a new viewer, you can kind of come in and sort of appreciate them for their basic qualities.
You all, everybody!
Drive Shaft.
You were in Drive Shaft.
I am in Drive Shaft. I play bass.
You all, everybody! You all, everybody!
We gotta keep moving.
On the very first night that they get there, they hear this noise that totally freaks them out. There was something very large and very loud and very weird in the jungle.
Terrific.
And then later on, they hike out to the cockpit to find the pilot.
We were 1,000 miles off course. They're looking for us in the wrong place.
Only instance later for that same pilot to be pulled out of the cockpit and thrown up 50 yards into a tree.
How does something like that happen?
And over time, we see more of this monster.
The island is a crazy place, and wacky things happen.
It's a polar bear.
Clearly, this is not an ordinary island.
Would you say it's extraordinary?
I would say it's extraordinary, yes.
Extraordinary.
They're trying to kind of uncover what is the mystery of this island. You know, why is it that no one can find us here? Why is it that we can't communicate with the outside world?
Hey! We've got a bomb!
It's French. The rescue party. It has to be.
It's a loop. It's a distress call. It's been playing over and over for 16 years.
Guys, where are we?
no matter how crazy the show ever gets, and no matter how crazy the island ever gets, ultimately it's just always about these people. And spending time with them every week, kind of really rooting for them, hoping that they are able to get off the island, hoping that they are able to fall in love with each other, hoping that they are able to survive whatever adventure we pit them against.
It's been 6 days, and we're all still waiting for someone to come. But what if they don't? Last week, most of us were strangers. But we're all here now. And God knows how long we're going to be here. But if we can't live together, we're going to die alone.
Welcome back to the Lost Survivor Guide with Lost producers Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse, sharing their take on the power of this mysterious island.
Sometimes the island literally shows you pieces of your past. So there are characters on the show who have seen people who are supposed to be dead. You know, Jack sees his father. Mr. Echo sees his brother. Kate sees a horse that played a very big role in her own past. So in some way, the island is able to actually manifest these visions, presenting those characters with ways to sort of overcome their past, to become a better person.
I want to tell you what I did.
Doesn't matter, Kate. Who we were, what we did before this, before the crash.
What if you had that chance to sort of have a clean slate? And when these castaways arrive on this island, that's exactly what happens. Their pasts no longer matter.
John Locke was one survivor eager to shed his past and explore the island.
What about the rest of the food? We kind of ate it all.
Exactly how are we going to find the sustenance?
We hunt.
Who is this guy?
Locke?
Tell me, what's a walkabout? Experience the dream journeys of the fabled Australian outback.
He had gone to Australia to go on a walkabout, and he was denied.
You neglected to tell us about your condition.
My condition is not an issue. Hey, don't you walk away from me. You don't know who you're dealing with. Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever!
He was in a wheelchair before the crash. Suddenly he's able to walk. He thinks he's been given this gift, that it is his fate to be here. And now he's a spiritual guy.
At least your birthdays will be close together, you and your baby, and that's good luck.
You believe in that?
I believe in a lot of things.
Okay, I give up. What is it?
Happy birthday, Claire.
Thank you.
He is looking for answers. He wants to know what this island is and why this island brought him there and what he is supposed to do there.
This place is special. I've looked into the eye of this island, and what I saw was beautiful.
He wants everyone else on the plane to sort of acknowledge this fact that there is a great purpose.
Locke.
That this has all happened for a reason.
Locke became a provider, but some survivors were out for themselves.
What are you doing in here? You do this back home, too? Steal from the dead?
You're just not looking at the big picture, Doc.
Still back to civilization. And where are you?
I'm in the wild.
Sawyer is a con man, and he basically made his living conning people.
You weren't exactly supposed to see that.
We get the money back
Week from tomorrow. Tripled.
There is goodness in Sawyer.
Hi, baby. What are you doing up?
It's hard for it to come out.
Deal's off, forget it.
I'm just gonna lay it out straight. I hear you had the flight manifest, and I want you to give it to me.
That's so.
Dude, you could use the points.
Well, gosh, you sure know how to butter a man up, Stay Puft. Manifests in a brown suitcase.
Every time he does something nice and people start going, hey, I kind of like that guy, he instantly does whatever he can to make everybody hate him again.
Where is it?
Where's what?
The girl's asthma medicine, her inhalers.
Oh, that.
Let me talk to Sawyer.
What makes you think he's gonna listen to you?
Says we have a connection.
Do you?
What do you want for the inhalers?
Kiss ought to do it.
What?
Kiss. From you, right now.
We have to make Sawyer give it to us.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
No, not you. Me. Just give me 10 minutes with him. He'll give us the medicine. Good morning.
Jack! What are you doing?
This was Sawyer's choice, not mine.
If you do this!
There's kind of a romantic triangle between Jack, Kate, and Sawyer, and I think at various times, each one of them has a strong pull on her heart.
Come on, Freckles. After all we've been through on this damn island, don't we deserve something good?
She's not really in a position where she has to make a choice, and so I think she's bouncing back and forth between the two of them, and at any given time, one or the other of them is more important to what she needs at that moment.
It's okay. It's all right.
Jack is the guy that she should be with.
Kate!
She does genuinely love him, and she knows that he would take excellent care of her, but Sawyer is the guy that she's really drawn to. He is a model of a guy that she has been with before.
How about you come a little closer and warm me up?
You sure know how to make a girl feel special, Sawyer.
He likes being the bad boy. He wants everybody to hate him. He's Han Solo, he's Captain Jack Sparrow, and probably does not treat her the way that she wants to be treated, but at the same time, that makes him sort of mysterious and sexy.
So I'm here. Where is it?
Happy to tell you. As soon as I get that kiss.
Ladies love the bad boys. What are you going to do?
I don't have it.
What?
Medicine.
I'm leaving. I can't stay here.
We still don't know what's out there.
What I did today, I swore to do never again. If I can't keep that promise, I have no right to be here.
Saeed is an Iraqi former member of the Republican Guard.
Guess you're lucky you have a new skill set you can use.
He is carrying the burden of having tortured people, and that is a very heavy burden for him.
Have a look at these photographs. If you prove you're willing to cooperate, I think I can get them to free you.
Then I won't have these visits to look forward to anymore.
He escaped his existence in Iraq and was on a quest to find this woman, Nadia, who he lost track of. He is definitely a character in search of redemption.
Saeed was also in search of answers to the island's mysteries. And soon after he left the camp, he found one.
I'm a survivor of a plane crash. I followed the wire on the beach. I thought it might have something to do with a transmission we picked up on a receiver, with a French woman repeating on a loop for 16 years.
16 years. Has it really been that long?
Yeah. Have you seen other people on this island?
No. But I hear them. Out there in the jungle, they whisper.
Saeed!
Listen to me. We're not alone.
Welcome back to the Lost Survivor Guide with Lost producers Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse, exploring this most unusual place of faith and healing.
The island has magic to it, certain mystical properties, at least some of our characters think so. The most profound thing that happens on the island is that John Locke can suddenly walk. And then we have Sun.
Thank you for waiting with me and not asking why you're here and not Jen,
who suddenly finds out that she's pregnant here on the island.
You're pregnant?
She had been told that her and her husband Jin would never be able to have a baby. They came to the island incredibly estranged. They have grown much closer in their time there, but now we know that Sun was having an affair with another man before they got on that plane.
What's wrong?
What's wrong is I'm married.
She told Jin that the baby is his, but she doesn't know herself.
그렇다면 이건 기적이야.
Why is the island sort of providing people these tests? Is it ultimately going to lead to their eventual redemption?
Do you want your guitar more than your drug? This island just might give you what you're looking for, but you have to give the island something. Look up, Charlie.
You're not going to ask me to pray or something.
I want you to look up.
People don't seem to look me in the eye here. I think I scare them. It's like I'm this time bomb of responsibility just waiting to go off.
You don't scare me.
Charlie and Claire have a complicated history together.
You don't like me, Charlie, okay? You just want to rescue me because of this.
He loves her, and part of her really loves him, but because Charlie was an addict, Claire isn't entirely sure she can trust him.
The plane was loaded with heroin.
There's kind of a do-over quality to the island, that you get a chance to sort of relive and relive and relive some of the issues that caused you to get in trouble off the island.
She's got a bit to learn about being a mum. Responsibility and all.
Now that's an interesting thing to say for a heroin addict.
Recovering addict.
Even though they're not sort of officially attached, they're kind of as close as there is to sort of a little family within our band of survivors.
Everybody has mistakes that they've made in their past life, things that they wish they could erase, go back and do differently. Now the island affords them the opportunity to do that. So there's all these things that are happening on the island that are sort of outside the bounds of the science, that sort of gives these people the mystical impression that maybe they are being led by, a larger force.
We were brought here for a purpose, for a reason, all of us.
And who brought us here, Jack?
The island. It's destiny.
I don't believe in destiny.
Locke believed destiny led him to a hatch in the ground.
The path ends at the hatch. All of it happened so that we could open the hatch.
And he set about to blow it open.
Kate, you run the fuse.
Are we ready?
Wait a sec.
But when Hurley saw 6 familiar numbers on the hatch, he was certain that destiny was leading them to disaster.
Stop!
Hurley is sort of everybody's friend.
Dude.
The nice thing about Hurley is he tries to make lemonade out of lemons.
You gonna put the lime in the coconut, drink them both up?
He's one of the guys on the island who sort of tries to look on the bright side of life.
Dudes, listen. If we're stuck here, then just surviving's not gonna cut it. We need some kind of relief, We need some way that we can, have fun.
He tries to sort of look at every new day of saying, hey, we're alive, we're here on this island, and let's try to make the best of it.
Hold it! Stop, do you hear that?
Serenade.
It's gotta be close, right?
It could be coming from anywhere.
Or any time. Just kidding, dude.
Hurley had a little bit of a bad stint and was in a mental institution, and he met a guy who was chanting these numbers.
4, 8, 15.
Dude.
Hurley had these numbers in his head, and so he played them in the lottery. He put them on a lottery ticket, and lo and behold, he won this giant lottery jackpot. But once that happened, bad things started happening in his life.
His grandpa died.
His mom's house burned down.
You are not the first lottery winner to believe the money's brought him nothing but trouble. There is no such thing as a...
Hurley is kind of amazed to discover that the numbers are also etched on the side of the hatch that they're getting ready to blow open.
Hurley, you gotta get there!
What's in the hatch? There's a guy down there, and his name is Desmond.
Are you him?
He's had an issue with trying to do the right thing and be a hero in his life.
To prove himself to the love of his life, Desmond entered a sailing race around the world.
I'm going to win this race, babe. And in a year, I'll be back.
He crashed on the island. He was dragged off the beach by another dude. He brings Desmond down into this hatch, and he basically says, our job here is to push this button. We have to do it every 108 minutes, or else the world is going to end.
What was all that about then?
Just saving the world.
Saving the world.
His words, not mine. So I started pushing the button too. and we saved the world together for a while, and that was lovely. Then Kelvin died, and now here I am all alone. The end.
You think that makes sense, pushing a button? You're gonna take his word for it.
His word is all we have, Jack.
You don't have to take my word for it. Watch the film.
They discovered that it's a scientific research station that was built in the late 70s by a group called the Dharma Initiative. As time goes on, we learn that the Dharma Initiative built a bunch of different hatches around on this island, and that they were using these hatches to conduct various types of scientific research.
You see this? Interesting.
We've become aware that the island had these mysterious properties, and they were trying to utilize those properties as part of their research. So Locke sets up shifts, and people start pushing that button.
You do it, Jack.
What?
You have to do it.
You do it yourself, John.
Why do you find it so hard to believe?
Why do you find it so easy?
It's never been easy. It's a leap of faith, Jack.
Then they take it on faith that this button has to be pushed every 108 minutes, and that is essential to their survival.
I'll take the first shift.
Welcome back to The Lost Survivor Guide with Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse, the Lost producers who think outside the box.
I was a regional collection supervisor for a box company.
We hide these things in the show we call them Easter eggs.
You are now the majority shareholder for a box company in Tustin.
A box company?
Lucrative business.
They are little clues or hints. Sometimes they're the numbers.
Tonight's Mega Lotto jackpot drawing 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Sometimes it is another character passing through another character's flashback, or sometimes it's something in the frame of your TV screen that, if you look very, very closely, will provide you with a little more information than the average viewer.
I'm Desmond. Jack. See you in another life, yeah?
It's fun for the audience to kind of say, wow, were these people connected before they even got on this plane? Was this plane and this island sort of the culminating event that started a long time ago?
How many drinks did you have at lunch, Dad?
It's fate. Some people are just supposed to suffer. That's why the Red Sox will never win the damn series.
There seems to be some significance as to why each person is now on this island.
That's why the Red Sox will never win the series.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It's just something my father used to say.
You can kind of almost imagine that by the time the show reveals the sort of full weave of the ways in which people have crossed through each other's lives, that you could connect any one character to any other character.
And that's something we certainly like to play with in the destiny of it all.
If the 6 degrees of Lost have you puzzled,
Some of us have a bloody flight to make.
perhaps we can break it down.
The premise is pretty simple. There's a bunch of people, they crashed on a plane, they're on this island. And on the most elemental level, they are in opposition to this other group of people called the Others, who have been living on this island for some period of time.
Who are you? He's the son of a bitch who shot me on the raft.
This is not your island. This is our island. And the only reason you're living on it is because we let you live on it.
They think of themselves as good people, the Others. They say things like, we're the good guys. In the meantime, they're kidnapping children.
Just give us the boy.
And shooting people, so it's sort of hard to gauge exactly what their modus operandi is.
We're the good guys, Michael.
Like any society, there's a spectrum of people within that society, and so there's some others that are badder than others, and there's some others that are gooder than others.
Why don't you just take a nice hot shower? Nice clean towel, shampoo, soap.
I'm not showering in front of you.
Kate, you're not my type.
They live in these houses, they have book club meetings, they wear clothes right out of the J. Crew catalog.
I know the host picks the book, but seriously, Julie, he wouldn't read this in the damn bathroom.
This is my favorite book. Silly me for sinking so low as to select something that Ben wouldn't like. Here I am thinking that free will still actually exists on...
Whoa.
One might assume the Others were living an idyllic life. But when Oceanic 815 crashed on their island, things quickly changed.
Goodwin! You see where the tail ended? Yeah. Ethan, get up there to that fuselage. There may actually be survivors. Listen, learn, don't get involved. Go.
From that point on, the others don't seem very happy at all that we are on the island. In fact, there's one guy, Ethan, who comes over and he pretends to be one of our guys.
Your name's Lance, right?
Ethan.
Dude, that's right.
In fact, when we find out that he is lying about who he is...
Hello there.
He kind of goes batty and he kidnaps Claire, the pregnant girl, and does all sorts of nasty things to her.
He's trying to hurt my baby.
Charlie, you bring her here. If you don't, I'm going to kill one of them.
And he's ultimately killed by Charlie.
That's right, Charlie shoots Ethan.
I wasn't gonna let that animal anywhere near her again. Ever.
Over here!
Our favorite other is a gentleman named Henry Gale.
My name is Henry Gale. I'm from Minnesota.
This is a pseudonym, a name that he has sort of adopted is not his real name.
His real name is Benjamin Linus, the supposed leader of the others.
Rousseau trapped him in the jungle. She believes he's an other.
An other? What?
He actually claims he's not another, but our characters try to extract information from him about who the others are, but he is not forthcoming with any details.
Look, whatever you think I am, I'm not.
He's very smart, he's very creepy, and he's very dangerous.
And very manipulative.
Why? Because you're one of the good ones, John.
What? When that woman caught me in her trap, I was on my way here. I was coming for you.
He will sort of speak with great sincerity, and it seems that on some level you can trust him.
This place is a joke, John. You're lying.
No, I'm done lying.
Locke began to doubt his faith in the hatch. As Ben led the survivors into a trap.
Of course, if I was one of them, these people that you seem to think are your enemies, what would I do? I'd draw them out to a real secluded place. Good place for a trap. And when your friends got there, a bunch of my people would be waiting for them. I guess it's a good thing I'm not one of them, huh?
But he is one of them. And after he escaped, the survivors were ambushed and captured. Locke's faith was shattered, and he decided to stop pushing the button in the hatch.
We need to push the button.
No, we don't.
You killed us all.
I just saved us all.
When the button isn't pushed, cataclysmic events started happening. There was a big electromagnetic force.
I've got to go, and you've got to get as far away from here as possible. Wait, Desmond! I'll see you in another life, brother.
In this cacophony of things that are happening in the hatch as it's about to explode, Desmond turns this failsafe key in order to save everybody.
He knew that the consequences were most likely that he would die, but he had decided that he was willing to sacrifice himself rather than maybe be responsible for literally ending the world.
He actually blows up the hatch. The sky turns purple and the entire island vibrates and everybody gets really freaked out.
And it went on for a while and then it ended, and you know, obviously there was some consequence of that.
There were consequences as well for those captured by the others.
Well, there's Hurley, Jack, Sawyer, and Kate, and they all get marched down a dock, bound and gagged. And we don't know why the others have selected these 4 people. In fact, they release Hurley.
Hugo, you can go back to your camp. Tell the rest of your people they can never come here.
What about my friends?
Your friends are coming home with us.
Welcome back to the Lost Survivor Guide with Lost producers Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse. We're just minutes away from an all-new Lost, so let's get moving. The hatch was destroyed, but Desmond and Locke survived. And it seems Hurley might be the real casualty from recent events.
It hasn't been the best run of days for poor Hurley. He gets captured by the others, but the others let him go. So he's probably feeling rejected. And he comes trooping back across the island, and he runs into a naked Desmond, which is probably traumatizing in its own way, too.
Whoa, dude.
I woke up in the jungle like this.
Like the hatch blew off your underwear.
You want to discuss this in great detail right now?
No,
Let's do it.
that's okay. I got something in here.
And we get the idea that something happened to Desmond at the end of last year. He seems to be able to know what's going to happen before it does.
A little precognitive ability, like, I know what you're going to say next.
What am I going to say next?
You were going to say, what am I going to say next?
Maybe you should move down the beach just for tonight.
We know that he told Claire to move, and then, lo and behold, lightning strikes. And we know that he knew that Locke was going to make a speech.
Locke's going to go after them. He said so in his speech.
What speech? They are the others. And yes, they've taken Jack. And Kate and Sawyer. I'm going to bring them home.
And as it stands, their friends are a long way from home.
Hello, Jack. You know what's crazy, Jack? A week ago, you and I were in exactly the opposite situation. I was the one locked up, and you were the one coming in for visits.
What do you want from me?
I want for you to change your perspective.
Jack, Kate, and Sawyer were in captivity. They were being held by the others in a Dharma station on a little tiny island off the coast of our main island. And
kind of like Alcatraz.
Kind of like Alcatraz, which is where they conducted zoological research projects.
Warning.
Son of a bitch! Where are Kate and Sawyer?
They're fine, and they're close. That's all I'm able to tell you right now. I'm gonna make this really simple, Jack. If you cooperate, we send you home.
Cooperate with what?
When the time is right, I'll tell you.
You tell me now.
Patience, Jack.
Ben is sick. He has a tumor on his spine. And Jack just happens to be a spinal surgeon.
All right, then. Whatever you need, it's yours. I'm ready.
No, I think you misunderstood me. I didn't say I was gonna do it. I just wanted you to understand how you're gonna die.
Keep moving. Scratched you up pretty bad, didn't they? I'll bring you some antiseptic later.
How about you bring me an ottoman? While you at it, I could use a blow dry.
Hey, you got yourself a fish biscuit. How'd you do that?
I figured out your complicated gizmos, that's how.
Only took the bears 2 hours.
How many of them were there? You okay, Freckles?
Juliet is the woman who's been dealing with Jack.
You want to guess what's for lunch?
I'm not big on mysteries.
You people have cheeseburgers?
We don't know what side she's on at this point, but we know that there seems to be this real heat, some real chemistry between Juliet and Jack, and it'll be very interesting to see where that leads us.
I'm sorry for bringing you here, and for everything that's been done to you and your friends. We were desperate. It was all so we could save his life. He's a great man.
We also know that she doesn't want Jack to do the surgery on Ben. She, in fact, wants Jack to accidentally kill Ben. So whatever history she's got with Ben, it is probably not a good history.
I want you to trust me when I tell you that doing the surgery is the right thing for you to do.
And Kate is being told that if Jack doesn't do the surgery, that Sawyer will be killed.
You have to do it. What? This thing that they told you to do, this operation.
What did they do to you?
Nothing.
Then what are you doing here?
They're gonna kill Sawyer.
We're done in here.
And Jack can see that maybe she wants him to do it because she's afraid of what will happen to Sawyer. And in fact, Kate and Sawyer sleep together.
And that was a big event.
And Jack sees it. It sounds kinkier than it is, but...
He sees it on a TV monitor.
That's
a
right.
Surveillance
They
monitor.
don't know that he's seeing it.
It was like a punch in the gut for Jack to see Kate and Sawyer sleeping together.
Instead of getting angry, he actually decides to rescue them. And that's because Jack has very deep feelings for Kate. He's doing this incredibly noble and heroic thing because...
He puts her ahead of his own feelings.
I'll get it out. Your tumor. And I'll keep you alive. But I need to get the hell off this island.
He's genuinely afraid that the others are going to kill her and Sawyer. And he sees that the only leverage he has through doing the surgery is to extract a promise of their freedom.
Let's go. Jack begins the surgery, but before he gets too into it, he does a trick. He actually cuts Ben's kidney sac.
What happened? Is he okay?
His blood pressure's dropping.
Just made a small incision in Ben's kidney sac. Now, if I don't stitch that back up in the next hour, he's dead.
This is the head start that Jack has given Kate and Sawyer because he doesn't trust these people. And in fact, he's right.
Sawyer.
Well,
Sawyer.
look who you got out of her cage.
One of the others, this guy Pickett, he hates Sawyer, and he's basically made it his mission to kill Sawyer.
Get on your knees!
Please! I will do anything you want!
I want you to watch!
Danny, you there? Pick it up. Pick it up, Danny. Pick it up, damn it.
I'm here, what?
Give your walkie to Kate.
Why the hell would I do that?
Because if you don't, the doctor's gonna let Ben die.
Jack!
Do you remember what I told you on the beach? The day of the crash. Do you remember what story I told you when you were stitching me up? Do you remember it?
Yes, I remember!
When you get safe, you radio me and you tell me that story.
Jack, please.
If I don't get a call from you in the next hour, I'm gonna know something went wrong and he dies!
I can't leave without you!
Yes, you are. Go.
Jack, I can't!
Hey, damn it, run!
You wanna die?
My life don't need saving.
Coming up next.
We're gonna bring them home.
Lost returns.
Damn it, run!
At a new time, 10/9 Central.
We can't leave Jack behind.
16 all-new episodes. And no repeats. This season delivers like no other show on television.